Let me start recording this now so that nobody can say, oh yes, I participated, and then you're not on the recording. So there's always evidence. Make sure you participate as much as possible. So in your next module, in module 2, the questions that you're going to be dealing with are from chapters 3 to 5, I think. If you have not started reading the book, start reading as soon as possible. We're already finishing, the next module is finishing chapter 5. It's a really interesting story, and I'm sure that when you read it, you're going to love it. So in this class today, we are not going to be dedicated completely to the topic of the book. We're going to be talking about something that's even more important, really important issue, okay? Now, one of the things that you're going to see in the book, in chapter 5, I think, is the introduction of a new character called Asef. Asef is basically a mentally unstable teenager who is a bully. And after that, the book gets like really twisted and really interesting. But what I want to focus on with Asef is the fact that let's discuss the concept of, the discussion that we're going to have today really is the concept of online school versus face-to-face school, right? And I bring up the topic of Asef because one of the many advantages, there are advantages to online school and a lot of disadvantages. And that's what we're going to discuss today. Everybody start thinking, while I speak, start thinking about, we're going to come up with at least 5 juicy advantages of online school and 5 disadvantages. The disadvantages mean that face-to-face school has 5 advantages. But going back to the topic of Asef and him being a bully, one of the biggest advantages of online school that a lot of people haven't contemplated is that you don't have to deal with the bullies. That's one of the biggest advantages. Now, there is a lot of confusion about what a bully really is, right? A lot of people think that just because somebody says, ay, no me gusta tu pantalón, that person is bullying you. That's not true, okay? There's something that's called regular teasing, and then there's bullying, okay? So what exactly is a bully? A bully is somebody who really has the intention of harming you, of hurting you. Not just teasing you in a way that's like normal, but teasing you with the intention of hurting you. So a lot of kids, because as you know, I'm a psychologist and I deal with a lot of teenagers, and one of the things that a lot of these teenagers have told me is precisely this, that online school has, the benefit for them has been not having to deal with their bullies. Okay, take that into consideration, read the book, be sure to be up to chapter 5. So here starts our discussion of what are the advantages of online school versus face-to-face school. Why are we having this discussion? Because at some point this year, schools are going to go back to being face-to-face or in person at some point this year. We don't know at which point, but it's going to happen. In fact, a lot of adults are already, can I use the word demanding? Yes, a lot of adults are actually demanding that school goes back to being face-to-face immediately. They haven't asked the kids, they haven't asked the teenagers. It's, as usual, adults making decisions that really don't affect them as much as it affects teenagers and students and kids, but that's a whole different topic. So I want to hear what you think, not what you heard your father, your mother talking about, or what you saw on TV, or no. I want you to go deep inside yourself. Remember, I always tell you, you have to be the thinker of your own thoughts, okay? You have to be the thinker of your thoughts. Forget what everybody else is saying, and I want you to go deep inside yourself, and I want you to be the one making the decision. Of course, nobody's going to take it into account, but let's pretend that you are making the decision. At this point in the pandemic, with what has been going on health-wise, I want you to go deep inside yourself And each one of you, you're going to try to come up with one advantage of online school and one disadvantage of online school. Don't tell me about, oh, payment and no, because none of y'all paying for your school. Okay, your parents do that, not you. Focus on you as a teenager, your needs, your wants, and let's come up with the advantages. Okay, good. People, as I've told you 10,000 times, participation matters in this class. You gotta talk. You can't just sit there and stare at the screen. This is not a telenovela. It's not a movie. It's class. So you need to talk. Okay. There has been talk that school is going to go back to face-to-face in the month of June. Do you think that we are prepared as a country? Don't tell me what TVN said or what Minsa said. Do you think that we are prepared as a country, honestly, for going back to school in person in the month of June? And this answer has to come from here, deep inside you. Don't tell me what you think I want to hear, and there are no wrong answers. Go. Who starts? You see, that's the problem with this world. People, this is your future. Adults are deciding. They're making up they're making their decisions for you. And you're the ones that are going to be affected, not them. They're not the ones stuck in school. What do you think? At this point in history of the pandemic, do you think it's a good idea to go back to school in person in June?
No, it's not a good idea.
And can you tell me why?
Not yet, because people are still scared of COVID. And taking the risk like that just because you think the COVID has a time of period, and you know, maybe for them the COVID will start at 9 p.m. and it will end to 7 a.m. and it's not like that. No, it's not.
COVID doesn't have a schedule.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, go ahead.
We have to not take risks and do what we can, because no es que no tengamos opciones.
What? Excuse me?
It's not like we don't have any options or other way to solve the education problem. There's a lot of way, and we are solving it, you know, by interacting with, you know, through here. And well, we some people have internet problems and some people don't have some devices, but still, if you're educating part of the country, that's good too. Sorry, people that don't have computer or anything, but
okay.
That's all.
So who else? The question is, are we ready at this point to go back to, people keep messaging me, sorry. Are we ready at this point to go back to in-person, face-to-face school? Come on, let me hear you. Remember, there are no right or wrong answers. Nobody's gonna criticize your answer. This is just basically about you speaking English. Let's go. Who's next? Hey. Mary, I see your whole face. I'm so happy. And the hair.
Yes, I think that, no, why? Because I think that exists like person that are responsible for the care, but the children, they have like, they still don't have the care about their needs. De sus cuidados.
Cares
about maybe if they are like too small to be like responsible, or I don't know. I think that no.
But okay, so let's talk about you, teenagers. Do you think you're responsible enough to go to school in person in the month of June? Like, do you wash your hands a lot and stuff like that?
Yes.
Well, not okay. We can say yes, but sometimes we forget we are human. So yeah, but kids, I think they are not ready because kindergarten kids can be like, oh my God, your mask is so cute. Can I share it? And no.
Okay, that's true. But I want you to focus on teenagers because we're doing the same thing. You're making decisions for kindergarten kids, just like adults make decisions for you. I want you to make decisions for you. You as teenagers, do you think you can be seated in a classroom at a distance without wanting to touch or hug or pull your classmates' hair, or just stiff like this and then washing your hands and alcohol on your hands and keeping your mask on at all times? Do you think you can do this? Oh, and the careta thing, the shield, the shield, the plastic shield. Can you do that as teenagers from 7:30 until 2 o'clock?
I
No
think that we
touch
can.
and distance. Can you do that? Go ahead,
We,
Eddie.
I think that we can, but we are disobedient. We we know that we need to be like with distance and with mascarilla, careta, and all those things, and we still like a kiss and hugs and
Yeah, try kissing somebody with a careta and mascarilla on them. But yeah, some of you are huggers. I've seen some of you. I know you're huggers. You like to hug. So you're going to see your classmate and you're going to be like, oh, okay, no, like fist bump, really. Okay, so who has a different opinion? Who says that, yes, we are ready for um, face-to-face school in the month of June? Come on, people, everybody's got to talk. Until now, I've only heard 2 students talk. What about the rest of you? Oh, those of you who wear glasses, imagine glasses plus the face shield plus the mask. Oh my goodness. Wow.
I was going to say that yes, but then you talk about these things about the mascarilla, the careta, and all of that, and that changed my opinion because that's gonna be stressful. That's gonna be stressful. I don't wanna be with those things in my face. I don't I think that I don't gonna concentrate in my things that I'm doing because of those things that I have on my face.
Okay, that's an honest opinion. Who else?
Teacher, I think we better have air conditioner because if I'm outside the street and I have the mask, like my face starts sweating and I feel like my mouth or my cheeks are doing exercise. So basically when we are in school, we are going to be sweating under the mask. And no.
You know, of course there's going to be air conditioning, but the specialists also say that it's better to have windows and doors open. So, yeah. Okay, anybody else? Come on, people. Yes, are we ready? No, we're not ready. I want to hear somebody who says, yes, we're ready. Come on. Remember, this is coming from your heart. There are no right or wrong answers. It's just what you feel.
If we're going to say that yes, maybe we should. Like the thing is, I've seen like a lot of people on these classes and everything. Like their parents are always home, yet they always want us to be at school. So if we're going to go to school, they need to go to work 24/7 because I don't see like a correlation where there's like, okay, so you need to go to school, but I want to stay at home. You know, because I always say that they want to push this idea of going to school. So maybe they should go to work and expose themselves like we're going to.
But what's the whole idea of going to school?
Supposedly.
Because a few years ago, I came to the conclusion, and I do have sometimes really radical conclusions, that the whole idea of going to school is just so somebody can babysit you for a few hours. That's what I think. So anyway, good thought, Adrian. Who has another perspective? The silent people who think they're watching a movie. This is not a movie. Talk. I'm going to start calling names, you know. Genesis Aparicio, you keep looking up at the roof. Come on, tell me. The answer is not there. What do you think?
I think we are not ready
Why not?
because, I mean, I think some of us say like, oh yes, we are ready because we are like excited, like, oh, we're going to see each other again and start doing the normal things we used to do before all these things happen. But then when you start like thinking like, oh, I'm going to sit there like for hours with the careta thing, and me using glasses, like when I go outside using the thing, I get very stressed because it's always like, ooh, I have to fix my glasses and those things. So I think we are not ready.
Okay. That's a good point because I've told people that when I'm wearing a mask, I can't see. I'm sorry, I can't see. I don't know what's going on. I'm like confused. It's just, I don't know. It's like getting into my eye and then I have to pull it down and then it's too low and then it's just confusing. It's really stressful. But that's just me. That's just me. And it's one of the reasons why I closed my clinic. I'm no longer there. I'm not going to be doing that because imagine somebody coming to sit in my office and people usually cry in my office and then you're with a mask and then you're crying and your mask is getting wet and I have a mask on and it's just, ugh, no. But that's just me. I have strange ideas. Okay, one more person before we move on to the next part. One more person. Do you think we are ready to start classes face-to-face in the month of June? I really want somebody who says, yes, we're ready and can defend that point. Come on, people, your own thoughts. You don't have to agree with me. Some people think the mascarilla is wonderful because nobody gets to see you and you're just like another eye in the crowd, not even a face. Come on, tell me, who says yes, we're ready?
Yes, we're ready.
Oh, come on, Mandisa. Somebody else. Yes, we're ready.
I think that it's not a good idea because in my case, I find complicated to breathe with the mask on. I think that we try to follow the rules, but I find that complicated to do.
It's absolutely true. Anybody, all of those of you who are asthmatic or have ever had asthma, that mask on your face is like somebody's killing you. It's like you're murdering me. I mean, I've had asthma and it's horrible. It's when I go out to walk in the mornings, I always see people out there exercising with their mask. Once I saw a girl faint. She was running up the street and she was wearing a mask. You can't exercise with a mask, humans. Don't do that. And then she just fell on the floor because she was wearing a mask. I mean, don't do that. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Okay, so none of you say yes. Let's go to the second part. We're going to come up with the pros and the cons. And people, if those of you who thought, yes, we're ready, I hope you didn't change your mind because of my opinion, okay? Or anybody else's opinion. I just have really weird opinions. I hate masks and I hate that shield. I haven't worn that, not planning to, and I'm not doing that. But if you think we're ready, don't feel scared of expressing your opinion. That's absolutely perfect, okay? There is no wrong or right answer, just English. Okay, so let's go to the second part. We're gonna come up with the pros, the pros and cons of online school. So first, let's come up with 5 advantages of online school. And then we're gonna come up with 5 disadvantages. Now, each one of you has to talk. I'm gonna call your names. Let's start with Mary Foster. You're the first one on my screen. Give me one advantage of online school.
I think that for me, the first advantage that came to my head is that I can organize my time the way like I want it. Like in school, I have like classes there and I have to do the task in a period of time. And here at home, I can like prioritize what I want to do first and then what I want to do next. It's like I'm deciding what I really want to do and organizing my time.
Mm.
You know, it's like that because I think sometimes I am like I get too much pressure when you have like a time limit. It's just too sometimes like very stressful and having more amount of time to complete that to complete things makes me um, do my best self on assignments.
Okay, that's a good point. Next on my screen is Genesis Aparicio, and after that, Aranza. Go, Genesis. Give me an advantage of online school.
Um, I was literally going to say the same that Marianne said. It has this had helped me a lot to organize my time, and I have like also a very long time to complete everything I have to do. And I can be like, oh, this is more easier for me. I can start with this, or I can dedicate more time to difficult things too. So I think one advantage of online classes is that I can, um, yes, also organize my time.
Okay. Aranza?
Well, in my case, I think that online classes help me being more independent, just like and knowing myself because I have to deal a lot with desorganización,
Disorganization.
disorganization, and during last year I have to work a lot with that, and I think that online classes, uh, like prepares us to to the real world because nobody is like presionándote.
Pressuring you.
Yes, because you need to take your responsibilities and you need to accomplish them.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is there to tell you what to do.
Okay. Okay, next on my screen, Adrian in the dark, Amir, Eduardo, and Layali. Go, Adrian.
Can you repeat the question? I kind of forgot.
Advantages of online school. Give me one advantage.
One advantage, like, I guess it's more of a work ethic that when you're in school, you're like meant to do it. Here you need to motivate yourself to do it. Like, you are not going to a place that you are going to do it because you are in that place, but rather you need to. It's like a feeling rather than like an actual thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because most people, when they go to their online classes, at least for those who I talk to, they go to their classes as if they were going to a meeting, right? And they are expecting something and they know what it's going to be at the meeting. While classes is more, or regular classes, is more like an obligation. Like you just sit here, you know how it goes. Here you have more liberties. Here you can just like interact with stuff around you and nobody's going to scream at you. And if you're talking to your parents, the mute the mic is better. So I think overall it's just more healthy than going to a room and with people that you really don't know how well they are, how good is their hygiene. So I mean, it is like sometimes they should be like just like blessing their hands and like clean up and just talk to you. I've seen that, not here, but like I've seen that in other classrooms that I've been. So yeah, this is way better because you don't have to interact with other people that much.
Okay. Amir?
Well, I think that one advantage of doing this online class, is that we have like extra time to learn things beside the school. Because if we um, ¿Cómo se dice esa palabra? Wait. Manipulamos nuestro tiempo bien.
Manage our time properly.
Manage our time properly. We're gonna see that we have like extra time, and that extra time we could do other things besides school. That is what I think.
Like take other classes like painting and
Yes.
disco dancing and stuff like that.
Yes.
That's a good point. I had never thought of that one. Eduardo Soto?
Okay. My advantages has nothing to do with my intellect or strategies to do my homework, but I like it because I'm in my safe place. I'm safe here at home, but sometimes, most of the time, I want to go out. That's why I was thinking, it's a bad idea to go to school right now, but also a good idea because I like going out and being in the classroom, surrounded by people and interacting. It's cool. So, yeah, the only reason that I like whole schooling because it's my safe place. Me falta mucha calle. Me da miedo estar por ahí solo. Pero yes.
Hey, Pops, what's wrong? Layali. And then after that, it's Mary Ruth, Natalie, Diane, Mandisa. Go ahead, Layali.
An advantage that I have is that I don't have to move to one place to another, and also I have a kind of responsibility with my works.
Mm-hmm. Good one. Miss Romero.
My advantage is like I can learn without to stay like in the same place for a long time, and I can listen music when I'm doing my homework, and I stay in pajama. That is the best thing in the world.
Yes, definitely. The dress code, very, very good. Natalie.
Well, my advantage is that we are like more concentrated because in online class we are like alone there in front of a screen, and but in school we are like estamos como propensos a get distracted with the person that is next to us.
Propensos is prone. We are prone to get distracted. Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. Miss Otero.
Hi, I'm sorry if the shower sounds too loud. Was it?
Okay, no.
Okay, well, for me, it's not being surrounded by people. I really started disliking being surrounded by people, so I prefer being here in my space, but also here in Zoom meetings, also I feel surrounded by people and like everyone is looking at me and it feels so uncomfortable. So I think this is like advantage, but not so much.
Mm-hmm. Mandisa. And after Mandisa comes Ana Lucia, Brenda Lucia, Salibu, and Angel Moises. Go, Mandisa.
One advantages is that if you had a fight with one of your classmates, the homework and school presses you to interact with that classmate that you had a fight with, and you can begin a new or continue a friendship,
Okay, that's a good one. Ana Lucia?
Okay, so I could say that I don't know because I don't know, but in my case, I really hate classes, like virtual classes, because I don't know, because now I feel like more stressful. I feel more lonely and I can't handle that. But I will try to find adventures. I think that it's cool maybe to be in virtual classes because, for example, I'm not good at math or physics or biology, but
okay.
my mom always have like a way to find some help. For example, my neighbor always help me in all the stuff like math, so I can have like more extra time to math and all the matters that I'm not good at it.
Okay, so
And
Ana Lucia, if you're not good at math or biology or physics, why are you doing science?
I'm not in science, I am in technology.
Okay, got it. Go ahead, Brenda.
Well, for me, I think that I'm learning more about responsibility because I need to be responsible and give my homework at time. So, yes, that's for me because I am not so responsible.
Okay, Sally.
Well, I really like more virtual classes because I feel more free, I think. I do things that in school I can't, you know? I can eat in everywhere I want, you know? And also I can, and I have more time to search things, to learn things that I'm not such good, you know? Like subjects that I'm not good, I have time to learn more, you know, because I am home and it's everything.
Okay. Angel Moises.
I think that virtual school has taught me a lot about having to organize my time because it can go either two ways. You can have a lot of free time because you finish your stuff like in time and you send out your homework, or you can be stressed all the time because you don't do anything and you're like procrastinating. And so in the last day of the week that you have like 10 subjects that you have to give your homework, giving your homework, then it's gonna be really stressful. So I had to learn because the first trimester of the last year, it was like that. And so I had to put like a system of doing all the homework before the end of the week. And I didn't do that before, but now I do it. So I think I have advanced.
That's my issue. I still do that.
What,
I just can't help
procrastinate?
it. I think I work good under pressure.
Oh. Well, there are
I
some
don't know. I
people
like
who
it.
do that. There are some people who are like that. Now, people, this whole, whether you like online classes or not, it has a lot to do with your personality, okay? And as we can see, some people have personalities in which they really need to be around other people, and that's okay. And other people don't want to be with people, and that's also okay. It's a personality issue, okay? But the truth is that, I mean, I do congratulate all of you because your transition from in-person face-to-face classes to online classes was like this. Okay, you didn't have time to prepare. It was just like, oh, you're not going to be in school anymore, turn on your computer to see your classes. So it was like kind of like a rough transition, and you did well. Yes, the first trimester was crazy for everybody. I mean, the teachers didn't know what to do, the students didn't know what to do, the parents didn't know what to do, the president didn't know what to do. It was just crazy. But I think most of you, like all of you, adapted really well, and you were able to be successful in that. Now, online classes have always existed from the beginning of computers. And a lot of people take their master's degrees or they get special courses online. What we did not expect was that kindergarten to 12th grade would be online fully. And that's the problem people had. But it has always existed. And it, you know, if you can't travel to Germany to get a specific degree that you want, you could take the classes online. We didn't expect it to be forced upon us, and it was not an option. Okay, so let's talk about the advantages. No, we talked about the advantage. Let's talk about the disadvantages. And people, carefully how you pronounce that word. The word is not advantage or disadvantage. Advantage, and disadvantage. Okay, careful with that. So let's talk about the disadvantages. So the disadvantages of online school is going to be an advantage for face-to-face school, okay? What are the disadvantages of online school? And we're going to go in the same order, starting with whatever shows up on my screen. Some of you switched around. So I'm going to start with Mary Foster, then there's Genesis de Naranza. Go, Mary Foster.
Well, I honestly, the principal disadvantage I have is that somehow I realize that I need that interaction. It's just natural of me. I can't help it. Like I'm here at home, but I'm like, I finish my homework and I'm like, what can I do? I can talk to nobody. I mean, it's
there.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. I somehow at sometimes like I miss like sitting in a classroom and between classes like talking with the person next to you or the person or joking around, the simple joking around with your classmates.
Yeah.
That thing, and yeah, that's my principal disadvantage.
Good one. Genesis?
For me, is that I can have like a direct contact with the teacher. Like when I was in school and I didn't understand something, I just go to my teacher's desk and ask him what was like my problem. And also like when I was at school, I used to go to the board like in math, physics, and like, try to solve problems. And what I was having trouble with, the teacher like correct me or help me. And that used to help me a lot to like improve in the subjects. But now I can do that.
Yeah. Answer?
For me, and I think that for all, one of the most biggest disadvantages that we'll have is when the internet or the light just decided to disappear, and you get out of your Zoom classes, or you cannot make an exam, or upload your homework at time, things like that happen suddenly, and you just don't have control over that.
The technical issues. So we have Adrian, Amir, Eduardo, and Layali. Go, Adrian. Adrian, we're talking about the disadvantages of online school. Disadvantages. Go.
Okay, so I was about to say something with the internet, like, it got slowed a little bit. So, yes, the internet sucks on online classes now. And it's really hard to give online classes and to, keep up with what the teachers are saying when you can barely understand what they're saying to you. Can I also say another disadvantage that, like, it's more from the teacher's side? Like, I guess compared to normal classes, we don't talk as much to what's the word? Interact with the teachers. Like, if the teacher make a question on the normal class, you will just raise your hand and answer. But here, people are more like afraid of speaking because the entire room gets quiet. It's a different vibe that you will get in a normal class.
Yeah. Amir? The disadvantage of online classes, Amir?
That we need interaction with our friends. I'm the type of person that was like all the time outside.
Yes, I know.
I need that because I am like una persona.
Yeah, you're a very extroverted person.
Very extroverted person, and I'm like very friendship with my friends and all of that things.
Yeah. We know. Soto? Yes.
I relate with Adrian because I don't know what is it, but when I want to ask a question or I don't know, yes, ask a question, the environment is just awkward. Everyone is in silence and I don't know, I just feel, I don't know, it's just so uncomfortable. I don't like it. And the other thing is that I waste my time. I don't know why. I know I should be organized. I have more time, but I'm at home and I get distracted with everything. I get bored. So let's say I finish this class, like the recess we have in the middle of two classes, I start singing or I walk and that happens also at my last class, let's say 1 p.m. I waste like 3 hours straight doing nothing. It just I can't.
Ali?
I think that I will have more problems to socialize with other people because before I interact with somebody, but now I find that difficult for me.
Romero. There's Mary Romero, then Natalie, Diane Mandisa. Go, Mary.
Well, I will say the truth. I am very, very distracted. In visual class, I sometimes don't pay attention to things that I need because I don't know, looking the mirror or I don't know, with whatever I'm distracted.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, the butterfly. And in classes, I'm like paying attention, and I know that it's a teacher that are like looking at me, saying like, Romero, good. That's why I say that.
Yeah. Natalie, disadvantage of online classes.
First, I think that you should have like a good technological device, because if you have like a damaged computer, then you will be struggling like to pay attention to your class or like to learn more. And the other one is that I forget
That's
that
okay.
one like
Diane?
Well, I don't have troubles with not socializing with other persons. I really enjoy being by myself. But the only issue that I have is that, for example, in math classes, I used to have like a lot of dumb questions, and the teacher the teacher always answered my question the dumber they was because he knows that I'm so insecure. So right now I can't do those dumb questions in classes because I can't delay my classmates like that. So that's the only issue that I have.
Mandisa? Disadvantage. After Mandisa comes Ana Lucia, Moises, and Sally.
Okay. It's okay.
Hello? You don't see any disadvantage in online classes?
Yes, but they are commons like Wi-Fi problems, computer problems,
okay.
and you're feeling uncomfortable. People looking at you, but they aren't really looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
It's their own thinking, and you might do something in front of the camera that is inappropriate, and they will laugh at you, or you have like microphone problems and you say something bad and you disrespect the teacher for accident, things like that.
Got it.
But
okay, that's good. Next person. Ana Lucia. Disadvantage.
Well, in my case, it's very similar at Eduardo, because I mean, I really waste my time doing nothing. For example, I don't know if you can believe me, but only like in one day I start a Netflix season and I end it at the same day.
A lot of people.
And it was 10 chapters, and each one was like literally 1 hour.
Okay.
1 hour.
But that's okay, Ana Lucia. That you do whatever you need to do to be able to survive the pandemic. That's what you need to do. That's
yes, and also because I mean in class, I really like to interact with my partners and teacher. But in virtual classes, it's very awkward because everybody just standing at you like, and you. I don't know. It's very awkward, and I don't know how to act. I don't feel like you're so nervous. And I mean, school is kind of different because when you want to talk, like people are staring at you, but there is like no showing you in the like.
Yeah.
You just know that they are watching you, but in your back, no, in your eyes. Absolutely in your eyes.
But they're not really looking at you. They're looking at their screen, and some of them are playing video games. Some of them are watching cartoons. Some of them are, whatever, Instagram or something. Angel Moises, disadvantage.
I believe that, well, I don't believe, I am sure that virtual school is really bad for your health, like both physical and mental, because apart from the lack of interaction with your classmates, you also have to be all day sitting on a screen. And if you don't take the necessary measures to avoid like having postural problems or having neck problems, eye strain, headaches, all of that, that's something that wouldn't happen in normal school because you're not all day long sitting on a screen.
Yep.
But with virtual school, that's almost like a requirement to pass because you have to be 5 hours on class, and then you have to do all the homework, and then you have to send all the homework, and it's really tiring. Also boring because it's not the same being on a screen than seeing people in real life. So yeah, that's what I think. Really bad.
Good thoughts, Sally?
Well, I just think that a disadvantage is that maybe we waste a lot of time in our technological apparatus. We are like 5 hours making homework or phones, and sometimes it's very easy to distract yourself. If I'm my phone, okay, oh, this TikTok, and I enter and I waste my time watching TikToks.
Yeah.
It's so easy to distract. So I think that's a disadvantage.
Okay, good stuff, people, good stuff. Last 2 minutes before we leave, one or two of you tell me what would be the best way to transition from online school to face-to-face school? Meaning like, not like today you're online and tomorrow you have to be present. There has to be a transition. What do you think would be the best way to transition from online school to face-to-face school? Because at some point this year, it's probably gonna happen. Tell me, best transition. I mean, do you think it should be like suddenly like, okay, so Friday was your last online day, Monday you need to be in school? Or should it be like, okay, let's start like a few days a week, you go to school? What do you think? Amir, you
We
have
had
to
that
answer.
very
Okay, go ahead, Eduardo, go ahead.
yes. We adapt very easily. So the same way we adapted to the technological thing, I mean, I don't care. It can be tomorrow, I'll go tomorrow, and that's okay.
Amir, you wanted to say something because I saw you nodding. What are your thoughts?
No, I was going to say the same thing that you say, that we could do like 3 days in school and 2 days online school and that.
Okay. Yeah, because people, remember we spoke about the mask and the shield and, the whole confusion. So for you to be at home free and then suddenly the next day you are all wrapped up. Okay, people, so this was fun. Remember, you need to read the first 5 chapters of the book. Make sure you read the first 5 chapters. And those of you who haven't turned in your work yet, do that. And like I said, if your answer is only 2 words, it's wrong. Okay, bye-bye. See you next time.